Good morning, folks. My friends call me Booth Uggins, and I want to tell my story. My story began in a little town called Perryton, Texas, where the mantra was faith, family, and football. We were a faithful family. My mother didn't like football, and so we never got to watch it on TV. Although my father was a huge Dallas Cowboys fan, went to church every Sunday just to pray for them boys. What you gonna do? I was never really interested in football until I was 10 or 11 years old. My grandpa and my Uncle Johnny had it was their version of a New Year's Eve, New Year's Day party, watching football all day. And that's the first time I got to watch a Notre Dame game. And it turned out to be the chicken soup game. So not a bad game to have watched. And we'll get more into the fascinating. I didn't appreciate it at the time, but we'll go more into that game later. I got something really nice to show you about that. But I want to, I'm telling you the beginning of my story. Well, the part of my story is my love for football and collectibles. And the first collectible I ever got was this beauty right here. And I was a young man out on my own after I'd gotten out of the military, had a job, had my first apartment, and I was looking around, and I just had nothing to gussy up the place, nothing to make it nice or nothing. So I started hunting, and I was just going to buy me a bunch of jerseys and put them on clothes hangers and hang them on my wall, until I figured out what to do with it. And I went over to a place where they had Notre Dame items, and I went to the University of Notre Dame. They had a website at their school bookstore or their student store, bookstore, stuff like that. They had a collectibles section. And I went over there and I saw this, and I worked my tail off until I got the money to get it. So this right here is the first piece of sports memorabilia I ever got. Well, we'll talk about my boots later, but that was in 10 years earlier. Well, that'll be a good story to tell. But this right here was the first real piece of sports memorabilia I ever got. And I bought it from the University of Notre Dame, and it is an multi-autographed helmet. It is number 23 of 88. And 1988 was when they beat the West Virginia Mountaineers in the Fiesta Bowl. My boys here went 12-0 that year. Fantastic team. Loved the coach. I got Lou Holtz right here. Got quarterback Tony Rice right here. Defensive tackle Chris Zorich right there. Linebacker Michael Stonebreaker right there. And the great Rahib Rocket Ishmael signed it right there. And this right here was what ultimately started me down the path of a very expensive hobby. And everybody's got their hobbies. This one's mine. And this was the very first piece I ever got. It's absolutely gorgeous. Well, that's the beginning of my story. We got a lot more to go. Have a good night, guys.